I look back to some of the old tapes. I think I said it about 15 times over 2 series, The Naked Chef, which isn't a lot really.
No.
And unfortunately, I'm sort of labelled with it. So even when I go abroad, it's just like, can you just say Parker? What does that mean?
I was going to give you a call, actually, see if you wanted to come over for dinner, but I thought you might be able to pick up some provisions on the way, you know.
What are you doing? What do you do for dinner?
I don't know. We haven't really got anything. Can you pick something up?
What would you like? Meat?
Yeah,
Fish?
spend about 25 quid, you know.
Right.
And
don't give me all that. I know that one.
You're everywhere, aren't you, these days? I mean, it's incredible how much success you've had in such a short period of time, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been a bit of a mad 5 years. I mean, I'm sort of doing a lot less different things now. For the last year, I've been I'm sort of concentrating around sort of 3 things now, really, as opposed to 30. So yeah, I'm still busy, but sort of trying to concentrate on things that mean a lot to me.
Well, it all started at the Cricketers, didn't it? That's the pub restaurant. It's still going strong.
Yeah, Mum and Dad still run it, and yeah, I grew up there. I lived there for 16 years. Lived upstairs, and yeah, you know, growing up in a pub restaurant was a really exciting thing. I think I never got bored, and Dad was one of the sort of first sort of food gurus to put good food in an old pub with you know, local beer, and I mean, even to this day, you know, I know pub food has got sort of a bit I don't know, trendy, but there's still a massive gap in the market for good pub grub. And you know, when I went down in the mornings, there were like 7 chefs working there, and it was, I don't know, it's just kind of, I couldn't help but like it, really.
Not a bad apprenticeship though, really, for you.
Oh yeah, God no, I was doing weekends from 8 years old to 15, 16, and working all the summer holidays there, and it was great. Not only was it fun, and I didn't really realise I was learning sort of a trade at the time. It was just more like pocket money. I was more interested about, you know, the Puma Dallas that I was going to buy with my pocket money that I earned out of it, and you know, it was yeah, it was great. It's also, from an early age, it was wicked to be sort of independent and sort of, you know, have sort of 10 quid in your back pocket at the weekend.
So, I mean, you've never really been out of restaurants your whole life, from Westminster College, Neal Street, really. And River Cafe, and so on. How did you get your first TV break?
I was working at the River Cafe, and they basically had a crew there for a couple of weeks, and one day they phoned in because someone had phoned in ill, and I went in to cover him. And I was working on a very busy section. It was a really great time of year. It was this time of year, actually. Fantastic wild mushrooms, and you know, the pasta and the risotto section was always the fast one. You can start something very quickly and finish it very quickly, which is great for camera crews, because you know, if you do something beautiful and long, then they have to cut it to shreds. So it ended up in the final program, and the next day when the program went out, the phones did not stop ringing, and I was never thought of it until that day. I never even thought I was going to be in the documentary, because they've been filming for 2 weeks and it was only a 1 programme special. And it just went mad, really. And then I just said, yeah, I'll do it, as long as I can do it in my own house with my own friends and family, and I don't want to do it in a studio and don't want scripts or anything, just want to sort of cook my food at home, really.
And it was the same production company that made Two Fat Ladies, I think.
Two Fat Ladies, yeah.
Which was a great recipe for success, pardon the pun. But where did the Naked Chef title come from?
That was one of the sort of BBC sort of researchers, I think, or developers, and I'd written I suppose what you'd formally call a proposal these days, but it was just an A4 bit of paper saying if I was to do telly, what I would want it to be like, and I said something like, you know, stripping down restaurant food to its bare essentials, and from stripping and bare, they went, oh, so you're the Naked Chef.
Wow,
and
it was.
Yeah, I didn't like it at first. I thought it was dead tacky.
Well, I understand one of your grandparents was a little bit worried about the title.
Yeah, she thought I was going into the porn industry, and luckily she was sort of easily put off of that. But yeah, I wasn't sure at the first, but it was a bit provocative, to say the least. And you know, certainly, you know, it's gone to over 50 countries around the world now.
You've never really looked back. Can you still believe it's happened?
Not really, mate. It's really weird. I think, you know, it's been a bit dizzy. I don't know if it's what they all say, these pop stars and stuff like that, but it's like I've just gone on from one. I mean, I love my job, and I always try to be. I like the creative side of it. I love publishing. I love, you know, I always make sure that I do my own photo shoots with the food, and I cast the photographers, and I love all that sort of communication thing. But you know, it's been one thing after another, and then it's really just been since Poppy's been born that I've looked back and thought, Corbin Bennett, that was a bit fierce, but also at the same time it's like you don't have to do everything, you know, so I've kind of been stripping back to sort of things that I want to do.
As always, if you enjoyed this interview, please click on the like button, ring that notification bell so that you don't miss out in the future, and if you possibly can, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you.